Happy Tuesday, crafty friends.
Hello, everybody.
Bestie's in the background.
I am.
Okay, so I'm coming on with a VR. This is a VR for Heather Manning. Heather's Handmade Haven. I almost lost that somewhere out in space, but it came back. Okay, so I showed y'all the beginning of my book, and I'm still not 100% finished because I didn't want to. I want to have a few surprises for Heather in here. So anyway, okay, so I had this coloring book that I showed you guys, and I colored and fussy cut all these images except for the ones that are still on white. But most of them I fussy cut and colored them and doodled them up. And so on this first page it says, "If you believe in me, I'll believe in you." And it's the unicorn. And here's the keyhole, and I put full behind it so it gave it a little dimension. And then here's a bow, and I used a little teacup and saucer charm that Alicia sent me. Hey, Alicia. And this clock, because you know, I'm late. Okay? So you open it up, and the mouse says, "Begin at the beginning and go on until you come to the end. Then stop." Wise words. Okay. So in Heather's challenge, she had quite a few things that you could choose from. So when I made this book, I had in mind that I would fill it with a bunch of stuff, and then she can use it and take it out, and then she can use it for a journal or whatever she wants to. Okay, so in this first pocket are the set of 4 note cards and envelopes. And everything is pretty much black, white, and red, except for the coloring, you know. And it's all kinds of patterns of black, white, and red. Okay, so there's that. Put it back in this little pocket.
Did she want things black, white, red?
No, she did not ask for that. But I'm sincerely hoping that she likes that, and also that she likes Alice in Wonderland, because, you know, if she doesn't, it's a sad day. Okay.
You might be in trouble.
So one of the things that she wanted was a memory dex card. So here is my memory dex card. I used playing cards on the front and the back. And then I drew this little fellow, you know, painting the roses red. And he's got his little bucket and his little paintbrush. And then I die cut out these leaves like a tree. And then my information is on the back, and it just slides down in his little card pocket there. And I put one of the roses, made it white, and then just made it look like, you know, he wasn't through painting it yet, because that's what he's doing, is painting the roses red.
Very cute, if I must say.
Yes, I did send her a picture of it because I said, you know, I'm digging this fella. Okay?
Pretty cute.
So, okay, so then you open this. Uh-oh. And I have, one of the things that she wanted was handmade flowers. So all this stuff is put on here so it can be taken off. Oh, y'all can't even see that. Okay, here we go. Oh, let me move this stuff around. All right. So here's the handmade flowers. They also match the red, black, and white. And then here's an embellishment that's a card in the teapot, and it's pouring out a glittery, sparkly heart, and I put a little bow on there. That slides down in there. Here's the Mad Hatter, and I glossy accented his shoe, his T, and the little sign on his hat. And then I glittered his dots and the stripes on his socks. Okay. And then here's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And I glossy accented their shoes and made their little buttons gold, and glossy accented their little eyes. So there they are. Okay, and on this page, I made these little pinwheels in these same colors. And this medallion. And then I made her some of my trim with my cut and emboss. And put those in there. Some die cuts. Get those back in there. And then here is the coloring page from the book where they're painting the roses red. And this time I glossy accented the spades on their cards, their eyes, the paint, and the paint brushes. And then I glued the roses on there.
So you had a coloring book with Alice in Wonderland?
Uh-huh.
I don't like the coloring books that we used to buy.
Yeah, but it's a smaller one.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And so another thing she wanted was a tag. And so this is a tag. Okay, so now we have to talk about this. So I fussy cut out her and the cat, and then I had a tree that had no leaves on it. So I cut it out a whole bunch of times in a couple colors of brown and layered it up and turned it and found the perfect limb for the cat to sit on. And I had it on this red foil paper from Michael's. And I have in the past, and I've seen them do it, where you can use alcohol inks on foil paper. And it's beautiful because it's supposed to be non-porous. So, you know, I have done it where it's beautiful. Well, I put it on this paper, and at first I was thinking, okay, then I realized it was actually taking the color off of it. Then I thought, I kind of like that. So I dabbed some on my paper towel, and I went all the way around the edges and the background, and I really loved the way it turned out. So, you know, there goes a good intention gone bad, turned around to good again. That's the best kind, right? Okay, so there's a tag, and here's one of my little borders, and you just tuck it in there. And then an ATC coin and an ATC card were on her list. And so, let's see. Yeah, you can see that.
Tell me what that is.
Okay, an ATC card is an artist trading card. And it's 2.5 by 3.5. And you just cut it out, decorate it however you want to. And a coin is a 2.5 inch circle. Okay, so what I did with the coin was I cut it out in the red foil. I cut out a smaller circle of the polka dot. Then I had a watch stamp, so I stamped it, then cut out a frame of gold, and then dug in my junk, my broken jewelry pieces, and I cut a piece off and I glued it around like it's a pocket watch, because, you know, the rabbit has the pocket watch. And then I had these letters, and they were all the same size. They were all this size. And I just trimmed them to make them where they would fit, and then I kind of put them on there wonky, because I like wonky. Okay, yeah. And then here's the Mad Hatter, and it says, "Up above the world you fly like a tea tray in the sky." So I cut this little tea tray out, and it's flying, and he's watching it, and I've got his hat and his eye glossy accented, and his bow sparkled up. Okay, and you turn this page, and I just put these cards on here, and then bag toppers were also in her, and here's some more die cuts. And so this is how I did the bag toppers with the cards and the teapot, pouring the hearts into the pot. Then I just have those tucked in there. Like that, sort of. Okay, and then there's the rabbit, the white rabbit, and I put gold on the end of his umbrella, his watch, his buttons. I haven't glossy accented his eyes yet. Like I said, I have a... Okay, and then rosettes were on... That's the back of the book. Rosettes were on her list too. So here's the rosettes I made, and these little postage stamps are Alice postage stamps that Alicia sent me from the Holy Land. Aren't they awesome?
Cool.
And then, so this is a cupcake liner, you know, and then it's got tulle behind it, then this gold thread from Hobby Lobby, and a bow that I cut out in a Jimmy. And so that's got the Queen. That one has Alice. This one has the Mad Hatter. And this one has the Mad Hatter and the White Rabbit. So those will either go in there or they'll go alongside. And here's a teaser. I'm going to do something with this. Okay? But this is her VR. I will link her channel below. Y'all go check her out. Here's my list of all the things. You do a VR, memory index card, an ATC, a ATC coin, a set of bows, embellishments, hoop, pocket letter, wand, banner, loaded envelope, 3x3 note card set, bag topper set, chunky charm, embellishment box, mixed media. I mean, she said whatever, and she also said, whatever you do, or whatever you want to do, if it's not on this list, she'll give you points for it. It's not like if it's not on the list, you're not going to get points for it, because she really wants you to do what you enjoy doing. And so I really have enjoyed this. I love it when I'm working on something and I'm like, oh yeah, and I could do this, and oh, what about that? Like when I remembered that I had this keyhole. Oh, that was a hallelujah moment. And these teacups, and I was like, how perfect is that? And then this little clock, So this has really been a joy for me to make, Heather, and I hope that you will love it. And if you don't, give it to somebody else. I'm easy with that too. Okay, guys, y'all go check out her channel. It'll be listed below. And I'll be back in a little bit with some AliExpress dies that I got. Love you guys. Blessings.